This is Jim Harwood, a physical therapist working at New York Physical Therapy. Today I wanted to make a video to offer to my clients or anybody else who happens upon this video a basic back mobility sequence that I do and I offer to just about every one of my clients when it's appropriate. So basically what it does, it's four movements, okay? So, one of the important things you need to understand about the low back is it's rare that I find a low back a one-shot problem. Meaning, obviously if someone's in a car accident or falls and hurts their back, that could be a one-time event that caused the back. But I think more importantly, people need to know and understand that most low back pain, I believe, are what we would call repetitive strain injury. It's this continually doing it wrong without a pain response to let you know that you're doing it wrong. Every time you do it wrong, you're basically chipping away at that potential moment where you might have a back issue. I often try to get people to understand when I come in and ask them how they hurt themselves. It's not uncommon for someone to say, I bent down to pick up a pen and I blew my back out. And I try to get them to understand, does that make any sense on any level that you just bending down to pick up your pen would cause that type of an issue? Really what it has been is the accumulation of either poor movement or no movement, sitting for long periods of time. As we all know, sitting is the new smoking. All these poor experiences or habits basically set up or conspire to give you this potential for a low back problem. So by offering this is a really good small little program, not very difficult to do, that I think people can incorporate in their daily lives to try to put together some form of a program to maybe prevent that. I often tell people that the more you compensate, the less you can compensate, right? So if we're not moving correctly or we're not exercising, we start to get joints get stiff, and we're not able to move like we're supposed to. So maybe somebody comes in and sees me, and I get them to understand this, and now I start to teach them like maybe a hip hinge moment, or bending down, the proper movement where you're activating your core and you're neutral in your spine, and you're bending from your hips. Well, one of the problems with that is they may believe that's the right idea, but then when they go to do it, they can't do it. Their body's not used to it. They haven't done it in a very long time. So that's why I believe it's so important to use good technique every time you bend. And again, that would be for two reasons really. One, you're offering your body the range of motion that it needs to move it properly when it's important. And two, you are grooving a pattern. The body knows habitual patterns. That's why when you go to do certain things, you'll find most of the time you don't think about it, you just do it. So by every single time you have to bend down, if you use good technique, you'll be better apt to use that technique when it's needed. Okay, so again, with that in mind, this is a small little routine I'd like to offer my clients who are recovering from an acute low back or chronic low back situation, or people that just want to try to prevent it from happening. Okay, so it's made up of four movements: the cat-camel, the pelvic swirl, the sphinx to prayer. Now I'm assuming people would be able to do these. There are some times when people have maybe a disc injury or a nerve, a disc impinging upon the nerve. Some of these movements might aggravate that. So if you're having those issues, I recommend you seeing a professional, whether a doctor or a physical therapist, to help tease that out and find out if this is right. But for non-peripherizing low back pain, this usually is a very effective way of being part of a back program. So if you don't mind, I'm going to jump up here. So first we're getting quadruped. Quadruped basically is your hands are under your shoulder, your knees are under your hips. And this is in quadruped, and we're going to do the cat-camel. Now, I don't really get too crazy about the breathing, whether I breathe in here or here. It's just important that you're breathing in and out throughout. Breathing is a very important activity for proper health. So I'm just going to take a deep breath in and out. So I'm just moving my back up and down. I do 10 to 20 of these. let's just say I did 10. Then I kind of move my hands a little away, and then I bring my buttocks down to my right ankle, swirl it over to my left, and I come back to the start position. I do that again, right ankle to left and up. I do about 3 to 5 of them each way. Then I switch. Now I go down to the left ankle, around to the right and up, down to the left ankle, around to the right and up, down to the left ankle, around to the right and up. Now the further you move your hands away, the more of a stretch you're going to get on your sides. Okay, the next maneuver is you then go down into what we call Sphinx. So basically you're laying on your stomach, you put your elbows under or in front of your shoulders, and you just rest your chin on your hands. And in this position, you just kind of stay here. Try to keep a little separation from your shoulders, from your ears. You're not up here. And you just breathe 10 breaths in and out. You just try to relax and allow your back to go into a little bit of a lordosis or extension moment. So after 10 breaths, you then come up and you tuck into what we call prayer. The prayer pose or child's pose in yoga. So you just kind of bring your buttocks down towards your ankles. You spread your arms far away. You drop your head down. You try to relax into that position. Again, you breathe 10 to 20 breaths in and out, or as long as you like. Just hold that position. Again, 10 to 20 of those. Sometimes if people have knee issues, we could put a pillow under here so you're not going as deep. So that's the routine basically. It requires a surface where you can be in quadruped. Even though this is a bed, this was a pretty firm mattress. You can do it on the floor. I was going to do it on the floor, but the camera would not work well, and switching in a lower surface. You need to breathe. Breathing is very important. Okay? So if you have any questions or problems with that, you're always welcome to reach out via email. If you want to reach out to me, my email is Jim, Jim, at NYPT, the word healing, HEALING.com, or you can leave a comment after this video, and I will return any comments as soon as I can. Thank you again for watching, and continue to look for my videos on different exercises and strategies you can to stay healthy and well. Thank you. Bye.